Hello everyone. In today's session we will cover supply chain management module, and the topic which we will cover is how to order specific products from only approved vendors. So let's start with the session. First we will start with the introduction, why it is necessary to only order the products from specific approved vendors. Secondly, we will cover what documents in D365 FNO are applicable in this scenario, and where the system will check for the approved vendors. And also we'll discuss about our item model group setting, which is a valuation method in the system for the inventory. So there are certain settings available under item model group where we can set basically a default setting for approved vendor check method. Approved vendor list on release products, how to set up, how to view, we will discuss about this. Then we will also check on the vendor form or vendor page how we can view the approved products for that specific vendor. And then also we will enlighten how we can update all the vendor and product combinations so that those vendors are only allowed for the specific product set. Then we will also dive into the demo. So to start with, in supply chain management there may be some time, or most of the time in some of the companies, policy that we will buy the products only from the specific vendors. This can be due to multiple reasons. It can be due to better pricing from those specific vendors. It can be specific vendors in the past they have provided the better quality for the products, so we have a repo with those vendors. Those vendors have a reliable product, or which may be stocked product or services. And also their warranty things like return policy, if the product is defected, so how readily they can return those products. And similarly, long-term business relationships are also basically built on these all factors, like they have provided us a company with better pricing or with better quality and after sales services like warranty services or return policies. Also when there is a need, like in manufacturing for specific raw products, so they are providing the raw product or the products which are sold to the customer through trading. They are providing on-time delivery for those needed products. So this is also one of the factor. Also the better payment terms, of course any company, they want their cash flow to be in a better position. For that they want payments to be, like for example 45 days or 60 days, better to pay later than early, because if you pay early, definitely your cash flow will be affected due to this. So if they are providing better payment terms, so, or if you pay sometime early, they give you the cash discounts. So this is one of also the factor. And also better standards followed for dealing a customer. I mean, their customer support and services are readily available, and they are understanding your problems whenever the products are defected or you need after sales services, so they immediately act on this. So this can be also a reason how they are following the ISO or other standards. Okay, so which documents basically are checked when you set up approved vendors for the products? So in the system, purchase agreements is one of the document. Purchase agreements is just like you have agreed with the vendor or supplier that I will buy from you these products in case you give me the better price. Okay, and in that case we will need to have purchase agreement with the vendor with the effective date from and to date, and with the specific product. Sometimes it depends upon the value. So and then from purchase agreement you can release purchase orders or release orders. So this is one of the document where the approved vendor will be checked. for all the purchase agreement lines. And then we have purchase orders or planned orders. So purchase orders, as everyone knows, that it has multiple purchase lines, and each purchase line will have products or categories. But here we are talking about products. Product can be item and services. Item means a stocked item or consumable item, and services, of course, services are non-stockable products. So planned orders are also from master planning. Once you run master planning, so those are also generated. They are similar to purchase orders, but they are generated from master planning. So in these documents also, the approved vendors will be checked. Purchase requisition is a request or need for new products or products, which includes items and services that can go through RFQ and purchase orders. So this method of checking approved vendor will also be checked in purchase requisition. RFQs or request for quotes, which are generated based on purchase requisition in the system. And request for quote is nothing, just request to a vendor that please quote on these needed products, and then replies are taken from those vendors. Once replies are received, they are recorded. So at that time also, approved vendors are checked for those specific items. Consignment replenishment orders are also, which are relevant with the consignment inventory. Consignment is a vendor's inventory on your premises, and once it is needed and consumed, then only the ownership is changed. So the consignment replenishment orders are also the orders where the approved vendors are being checked for the specific products. Production orders also will check the approved vendors, and similarly bill of material and their lines will check. Okay, so the next is item model group. As you can see on the screen, that item model group can have a default vendor check method to apply on upcoming products being created. You can see on the this one is showing a standard cost valuation method in item model group, and the item model groups are assigned to release products or products in the system. So it provides a way to evaluate your inventory, stock valuation. So it can be multiple types. Standard cost can be weighted average or moving average, FIFO, LIFO, or these valuation methods are applied through item model groups. So essentially in item model group, you can see in the inventory policy fast tab that there is a group approved vendor list. In the drop down you can see there are 3 methods. So we will discuss about this. There is no check, warning only, and not allowed. So just to keep in mind that item model group has this setting, and once it is set, so any new products which are being created after this setting being applied, those will have default value whatever is set on the item model group. Next, we discuss about what is basically this approved vendor check method. So the release product detail page has main approved vendor check method to apply. So wherever you set this method, like item model group or anywhere, but the main place where basically it will apply is the release product detail page. So what are these 3 options available and what they do? First is clearly no check, which means all vendors are allowed. Second is warning only. Warning means vendors are approved, but others are also allowed with a warning. The warning will show whenever you create the lines in those business document, which in previous slide I have shown you. So it will show the warning, but it will allow to create that line. The third option is not allowed. Not allowed means it will not at all let you add those products in those business document when the vendor combination or approved vendors is not being entered, and at the product level you have said that it is not allowed. So you need to do 2 things. First thing is, first you need to set not allowed here, and then you also need to add the vendor in this product so that those vendors are only allowed. So If you make only not allowed and do not set the vendor, so the system will have no way to check which vendors are then allowed, because you have not set any vendor. So it is useless at that point. So I think it is clear now. There are only three options: no check, warning only. These are these two options will allow all the vendors. Warning only will also show you a message that this vendor is not allowed. But the third option will at all not allow any vendors except those which are already set up against that product. So where you can set up the vendor which are allowed. So on the product release product details, you can see at the top purchase action pane. In the purchase action pane approved vendor group, you will see there is a button called setup, and then second is approved vendors and effective periods. Approved vendors and effective periods are only for view purposes, whereas the setup button or link will give you the option to add or remove the vendors along with the effective dates or effective periods. With the vendor, you can define also that this vendor is allowed from this date to this date, or never, means unlimited date period. So this is the first option, which is setup. Okay, and this is available on release product page. Then this is the form. When you click the setup, it will open, and you can clearly see there is one column called vendor, and the second is effective, that is start date, and expiration, which is set as never. And this form is launched on item number 1000 Surface Pro 128 GB. So you can see at the top add and remove button. Okay, so through this you can add new records or remove the existing records. Okay, then you can see as well on all vendors form, which is available in accounts payable or procurement and sourcing module. On the procurement action pane, there is a related information group under which you will find approved vendor list by vendor. So it means that on a specific vendor, you can just open approved vendor list by vendor, and it will show you all the products which are allowed for this vendor. So this is one of the view also. Like if you want to see for a specific vendor which products are allowed for this vendor. So it means this form is available from product as well as from the vendor. So from the product you can see the vendor list, and from the vendor you can see the product list. Okay, so the next is you might be thinking about how to upload in bulk, because if you are entering on product, you will enter only few vendors. If you are entering on vendor, you will only put few products. So there must be some way through which you can update this in bulk before setting up the check method. So I would suggest that check method would be set at the end, so that first you are set up with you have all set up with the approved vendors and products, and then you make it like not allowed. If you have done not allowed early in the approved vendor check method, then there is no way in the system, because the vendor list is not available, so system will stop all those products. So it's always better to first update the vendor product combination, maybe through bulk update. So this form will provide you first of all, it gives you an option to view vendor item combination that are not allowed, and then also it will allow you to update or upload using Excel add-in all the vendor and item combination with date validity. So this form is available in procurement and sourcing. As you can see on the left hand side, the burger menu. On the right hand side, you can see the vendor group, and under vendor group there is another group, vendor item relations, and approved vendor list by item. So and then there is second link called approved vendor list expiration, that will also show the same form with the expiration dates. Okay, now we will jump into demo. As you can see, this is our D365 environment, and in this environment I have opened the legal entity called USRT. USRT is Contoso Retail USA, which is a sample company provided by Microsoft. You can as well open USMF. Both are the same in this purpose. So in USRT, I will just go first of all to our item model group to show the settings which I have just shown you before. So you can see here in the setup, first of all inventory management module, and then you have setup menu group or a sub menu, and under this setup sub menu you will see another sub menu called inventory. In inventory you will see item model groups, which is valuation method for the stocks. Okay, in the item model group you will see there is first in first out valuation method, then we have moving average for retail, and we have also another one moving average, and then we have services, standard services. So first of all we will just see here in the FIFO on the right hand side, you see approved vendor list is set on approved vendor check method warning only. And if you can edit and open the drop down, you will see no check, warning only, and not allowed. These are the three values which I have shown you in my slides. So first of all what I will do is, let me open the release product form, which is available in product information management module, and just go there and open the release product form. And in the release product form you just need to check item model group column here. If it is not available, you can just insert columns and go and put a filter on item model group. So and select this field or column, and it will show you in the main page. Okay, so here I will just see which products are basically using this FIFO method. For this I need to just put a filter here. Okay, there are 3 items only which are using this FIFO method. So I will just open this item form, and you can see in the first step purchase, the approved vendor check method is warning only. So it means the item model group settings has applied to this product, and this product was created later on. So if I change this approved vendor check method to not allowed and save it, so it does not automatically reflect on this product. So if I can refresh this, it will not get affected. So the only way it will get affected is by creating a new product. When I create a new product, the default setting which I have changed will apply. So for that I will just go ahead and create a new item and product, and I will give it a name like big speaker. Okay, and then I will select item model group FIFO, and item group maybe audio, storage group maybe site and warehouse, tracking dimension none, and in the units I will just put each. That's it. I will just go ahead and create this item, and you see the approved vendor check method is automatically not allowed. From where this setting is coming? This setting is basically defaulted from the item model group, as I have just enlightened you. Okay, now to check approved vendor group, at the top level you can see action pane. Okay, in the action pane you can see approved vendor group, setup, approved vendors, and effective periods are available. So you just click this first option, which is called setup, and just I will add a vendor. For example, first vendor I will select. Okay, this vendor is effective date as of today, and expiration is set to never. You can change the expiration also as per your needs, and or you can select never to make it unlimited time period. Okay, and now what I will do, I will create one purchase order to check whether the settings is applying or no. So I will go to accounts payable, purchase orders. A new purchase order is created, and I will select, for example, another vendor which is called Fabricum. Okay, and just select OK button, and from here the same item which I have created, PK4250. Okay, as you can see at the top, vendor 1002 is not approved for this product on this date, in current date. So it means the system is checking for the approved vendor at this time. So what about if I, for example, change these settings to warning only? Okay, let me remove and re-add the line. As you can see, the message has changed to a yellow strip, yellow info log message, and it is showing a warning sign, and it is saying that vendor 1002 is not authorized for this item on this date. So if I add another line, so the system will allow me to add another line. Just I need to add any warehouse here. Okay, because the other message is coming like to add the warehouse. So the warning is repeated, and I can create another line as well. So it will just give me a warning message. That's it. It will not stop me to add the line. Okay, so now there are two lines which have been added successfully, and I can process this PO. Okay, the next is, what about if I allowed it? So allowed is a very obvious thing. Definitely it will allow. I will say there is no check. Although if you see approved vendors, there is one vendor which is approved. So now if I just remove the warning, I remove this product, and I re-add. See, there are no messages now at all. So these are three settings available, and this setting will be applying to everywhere where the item transactions are being performed and those items are procured. That can be bill of material, that can be production order, replenishment order, purchase order, purchase requisition, RFQ, as we have discussed in the slide. Okay, the last option which we will explore is how to check how to upload this in bulk. So okay, so for that I will just need to go to procurement and sourcing module. In the procurement sourcing, you can see in the vendor submenu, you can see vendor item relations submenu, and under this you will see approved vendor by item and vendor list expiration. So just open by item, and you can see the combination which I have entered on product master list is also available here, because the table is common, which is shown on vendors as well as on the products. So from here you can just open the open in Excel approved vendor list by products, and just download this file, and then you can just see what options are available, what existing records are available, and you can just amend or add more or remove existing, and you can upload the same. Okay, after the file is open, you can see using the refresh option that all the data or the combination of the item with vendor is shown on the screen. So if you want to add any more, that is also possible here. For example, I will pick for some of the products which are available in the system. Like these are the products. Okay, so to as an example, just taking as a numbers. So you just need to make sure. Okay, so these are correctly entered, and to have the same vendors. On the right hand side you can see also the vendor list is also shown, so you can pick from that vendor list. Okay, and the date which is also, once you select, once you click on the cell, it will show you the current date, so you can pick from the current date. And for the never, you can just copy the same. Okay, so now these are the records, 2 records which I have entered here, and just you need to publish it. And once you publish it, the changes will be reflected on the form. Go to procurement sourcing, approved vendor list by item, and you can see here that there are these last 2 items, 0001 and 0002 are now available here with the data or the dates which we have entered here along with the vendor combination. So in this way you can use Excel add-in to upload in bulk for the product and vendor combination for approved list. Once you approve that one, once you upload that data or combination, then it's the best time to set the check method on the product. Also, for setting the check method on product, there is a easy way. If you have not done this before, just go to release products and also use the Excel add-in. Okay, in the Excel add-in you will find there is a release products v2 entity, and just download this entity and just make sure it is unblocked whenever you download from internet, so it blocks for security purposes. Okay, so the release product is not showing item. You can go to design, and there is a pen icon to edit the existing columns or add new columns. The item number you can add here, and the remaining fields we don't need. You can just press Ctrl and select those columns which are unneeded. Instead of removing the column, it is not allowed on Excel, otherwise your sheet will not work. Okay, so then we need to find the field which is related with our vendor check method. It should be with the name approved vendors. Okay, so this is approved vendor check method. You just need to add it here and update and say yes. Okay, done, and then refresh again. Okay, so now you can see, if you want to update in bulk that no item should be allowed or it should be with the warning, on the drop down the values are also shown on the right hand side. To start with, I would suggest to start with warning only for all the items. Just select this value and just double click this to copy for all the products. Alright, and then you can publish it. It will take some time depending on the items you have. You might have thousands of items, then it might take more times. So then you can use data management framework to upload in bulk. Otherwise, if the items are fewer, like a couple of thousand, then it is okay to upload in Excel add-in, because it updates interactively with 100 with the batches of 100 products at a time. So it is better for performance that you use data management framework. Otherwise you can upload from Excel add-in. So just now it is updating, and we can view that I will add another column here. Approved vendor check method. Okay, to see my changes are being updated, and then we will add the session. As you can see, there are many products with warning only now, and before there was no check. Still there are no checks, so it is still updating. So let it complete the update, and then you will see the warnings have started appearing on the concerned business documents. I hope this topic is of some information to you. The topic was needed for purchasing departments when they want to enforce the policy that certain products that can include stocked item, consumables, or the services to be only ordered from specific vendors based on the previous background dealing with that vendor. As I mentioned in my slides, there can be multiple factors. So I just showcase here that how you can set up, how you can see the products based on the vendor form for that vendor, how many products allowed for that vendor. On the product form, how many which vendors are allowed and which dates are allowed, and how to upload the vendor and product approved combination in bulk, also using Excel add-in, how you can upload that. So in this way we have completed today's session, and if you have any comment, just let me know. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye.